What's the biggest mistake you made when first starting out with freelancing or with the company?
I mean, I would take this back to when I was 16 years old. When I
Okay.
was a young guy and I finally decided I was like, school's not for me. I pulled myself out of school early. I finished it outside of school so I could focus on developing my skills and learning how to make money. And I had no guidance, man. I went on YouTube, got a bunch of random videos, tried to learn about e-commerce, sales and marketing and stuff. And I started an e-commerce business and, 8 months and hundreds of dollars spent later, countless hours, I was nowhere. I was like, I wasn't sure what to do. And I actually did have something there, but I didn't have the knowledge to know I had something there. And those 8 months and all that time and money wasted. So it was a long, painful journey, not having the kind of guidance that I think is so valuable to especially younger guys today who want to be successful and who want to do it in a reasonable amount of time. You'll always have to work hard. It'll always take time, but when you have mentors and people to like look up to and learn from and guide you along that path, it's so much easier and so much faster. Genuinely believe. So that was my biggest mistake, is starting out without real true guidance from someone who was successful, from someone who's done it before. Sure, I've made many other mistakes since then, for the same reasons.
Is there more that you'd have to say for where you see your future heading now that you're on this trajectory? Maybe 6 months to 1 year time span.
Yeah, so the beautiful thing when I'm sitting here and looking at 2023, I've been chasing a good strong 6-figure year for a long time. Never made 6 figures in a year in my life. You go back a couple of years, I was hardly making 20 grand in a year. Before I was really able to dial in. So this year will be absolutely by far, the highest earning year of my life. And I know, and what's beautiful about this year is like, I'm going to make a good multiple 6 figures, just 300 minimum and up, no matter what we do, because the trajectory that we're on and the trajectory that I'm on, just that's what the numbers look like. And I can sit here and know, like, I will never make less than that ever again in my life.
Awesome. I like that. And what has been the biggest lesson you've learned from the real world?
Absolutely, by far, the biggest lesson that I've taken away from not only Dylan himself, but been reinforced by the students around me, is that consistency and discipline triumphs all, right? So for, anyone today who lives in a first world country, who has any sort of disposable income to go and invest in mentors and education, consistency and discipline paired with a little bit of initiative to learn, that makes all the difference in the world, man.
So a big win for you that we'll be discussing. In the Wins channel, I saw a post from you that your company made 28,000 in a day, of which you got 18,000 in dollars. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's something we'll go into. How much has the material in the real world contributed to your success in this case with the company and individually?
So it's always very useful to refer to and see and compare what we're doing to what Dylan has seen success in, the professor, other freelancing campus. Because, every time when we're doing cold email campaigns, when we're thinking about our marketing messaging, when I'm, thinking about my sales conversations, I like to refer to what he has and he knows to be successful, and, make sure that, I'm not forgetting anything that's obvious, right? Dylan's very experienced. And I think for someone who doesn't have as much in-depth sales experience and marketing knowledge as me, that stuff in there is incredibly, incredibly useful for someone who doesn't have my kind of, 4 or 5 year long sales history and background, to get a leg up and use and leverage to actually see success when outreaching and having conversations with businesses. Because, today in my seat, in my position, I'm closing deals at, 20 to 30,000. We're doing big deals. Most freelancers are going to end up doing a couple $100, $2,000, like I used to be doing before. And if it works for us, it would absolutely work for them.